أنا اسمي وائل فخراني. أنا عارف ناس كتير جدا، بس اللي ما يعرفنيش أنا اسمي وائل فخراني، مدير جوجل في مصر وشمال أفريقيا. محمد.
السلام عليكم، أنا محمد عبود من جمعية عصر العلم.
احنا بقالنا 3 ايام في الاوتيل دوت. لو قعدنا كمان 3 ايام غالبا هيدونا اوض ببلاش. يعني احنا كنا بنعمل جي ايجيبت يوم الاحد والاثنين والثلاث، وبصراحه النهارده اول يوم في التريننج لابدأ، اربعة وخميس وجمعه. فاعملوا حسابكم معانا، تقعدوا معانا 3 ايام طوال. انا متهيألي انهم هيبقوا 3 ايام مليانين شغل كتير، حتى يوم الجمعه لغايه بالليل. فاللي معهوش بيجامه او معهوش يعني اكل او لبس، لا في اكل، بس خلونا قاعدين مع بعض اربع وخميس وجمعه. انا مش عايز اقول لكم قد ايه انا مبسوط من ال اتندنس ومن ال 200 شركه اللي احنا اخترناهم. في 3800 واحد بيشتموا فينا اللي هم ما كسبوش، وان شاء الله بعد ال 200 دول اما نختار 50 في 150 منكم هيشتموا فينا. اتس اوكي، مفيش اي مشاكل. غالبا احنا عملنا غلطات، هم عملوا غلطات واحنا عملنا غلطات، بس في الاخر خالص الفكره كلها انه مش واحد بس اللي يكسب. في واحد منكم هيبقى مليونير ان شاء الله في مايو، بس مش الفكره ان واحد يكسب، الفكره انه نشوف ازاي نعمل حاجه مفيده وعندها قيمه في البلد. محمد.
يمكن زي ما وائل قال، يعني في 3800 كانوا بيشتموا فينا خلاص. انا مع وائل ممكن يكون عملنا غلطات، بس انا شايف احنا عملنا حاجه اهم بكتير قوي 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 من اي غلطات نتخيلها. انا اولا ما اعرفش انتوا عارفين جمعيه عصر العلم ولا لا. احنا جمعيه نون فور بروفيت وبتهتم بالبحث العلمي والتكنولوجيا. بس انا كنت سعيد جدا بشراكه جوجل وبدفعها لينا ومشاركتها ودعمها الايفنت كبير بالشكل ده عشان تدي فرصه لشعب مصر كله. انا بالمناسبه من الزقازيق، فكان المفروض انتخب الصبح، فانا جاي في الطريق فاتح الراديو بقى عمال اسمع اخبار الناس اللي واقفه طوابير ايه، اللي كل واحد في مصر عايز يلحق يحط ورقه وطوبه في مستقبل مصر. اللي خلاني اجي هنا النهارده وبكره ان شاء الله اروح انتخب، ان انا شايف قدامي 200 شركه هيحطوا حجر اساس مهم في مستقبل مصر الاقتصادي. دي الرساله المهمه جدا اللي عايز ال 200 يطلعوا بيها، واتمنى ان ال 4000 يكونوا طلعوا بيها. لان بدل ما هم بيلومونا وبدل ما هم بيقولوا انتوا ما اخترتوناش واحنا نقدر نعمل، ايه المانع ان يعمل؟ ايه المانع ان يبني؟ فالنهارده ان كان عندي 200 شركه وهنختار 50، عندنا 150 تانيين يقدروا يكونوا حجر ومبنى كبير في اقتصاد مصر الجاي. احنا النهارده بنحاول، شركه جوجل بتحاول، واحنا كلنا بنحاول مع بعض ان احنا نساعد بعض ان احنا نعمل نجاح حقيقي لمصر، نبني في اقتصاد مصر. فايا كان ال50 اللي ربنا هيوفقهم يوصلوا للمرحله السيمي فاينل، او ال20 اللي هيوصلوا للفاينل، او الواحد اللي هيكسب مليون، انا عندي النهارده 200 شركه هيبقوا 200 شركه بيبنوا في اقتصاد مصر. ولا لا؟ كم واحد مقتنع؟
جريت. انا الحقيقه عايز اقول برضو نقط قليله وبعدين ندخل على طول في الجد. عايز اقول ان الموضوع دوت موضوع رياده الاعمال والانتربرينورشيب ده بصراحه مش لاي حد، لانه هو ملوش علاقه بالفلوس، له علاقه بقد ايه الواحد عايز يعمل حاجه وعنده اوبسيشن، عنده اوبسيشن بيها، عنده شغف عايز يعملها وخلاص، نفسه يعمل حاجه كويسه وخلاص، يعمل شركه مفيده، يعمل حاجه كبيره، يبقى ينطلق الى العالميه. ملهاش علاقه بالفلوس خالص. هي مش لاي حد، هي مش لاي حد. انا جربتها جزء قليل من حياتي وبصراحه تعبت جدا فيها. عملت شركات كتيره جدا وجزء كبير جدا منها فشل وواحده بس اللي نجحت. فهي مش لاي حد، ومش اتس اوكي انها ما تبقاش لاي حد. بس الفكره الاساسيه انها ملهاش علاقه بالفلوس، لها علاقه انت من جوه عندك عايز تعمل ايه، عايز تعمل حاجه قد ايه مفيده. وانا عارف كتير قوي، يعني يمكن انا بصيت على، انا كجوجل ما قدرش، ما لناش اي علاقه بالتقييم الشركات. جمعيه عصر العلم وشركه انوفنتشرز هم اللي عملوا التقييم. بس انا بصيت على في بعض الناس انا اعرفها، في بعض الناس انا اعرفها، وفي بعض الناس انا ما اعرفهاش. انا مبسوط ان في ناس كتيره ما اعرفهاش، وطبيعي ان انا ابقى في سوق زي ده ما يبقاش عارف كل الناس، دي حاجه طبيعيه جدا جدا. ولو انا عارف كل الناس تبقى كارثه، لان انا واحد. المفروض ان انا ما بقاش عارف وحد من المنصوره او من اسكندريه او من القاهره او من اي حته يعمل لنا مفاجاه ويعمل حاجه كويسه. النقطة الأساسية يمكن أنا قبل ما يعني أعرف السبيكر الثاني عايز أكلمكم فيها، إن الموضوع له علاقة بثقافة الفشل، ثقافة الإحباط اللي عندنا. إن أي حد بيعمل أي مبادرة، أي حد بيعمل أي مبادرة في أي حتة في العالم، في الأول الناس بتقول عليه مجنون، بعد كده بتقول عليه والله ده محظوظ، وبعد كده بتقول عليه لا ده بقى غني وبقى مغرور. فدايما بيبقى فيه دايما سايكل كده. محدش في الدنيا غير حاجه من غير اما في الاول الناس قالوا عليه يا مجنون يا مغرور يا لاسع يا لا اي حاجه. القصه انه ويمكن السبيكر اللي بعد كده هيكلمكم على جوجل نفسها كويس. صدقوني انا ما بقولش الكلام ده عشان يعني للاستهلاك المحلي، يعني ما بقولش الكلام ده عشان انا يعني ده مش جزء من شغلي ان انا يعني اسخن الاودينس واقول لكم يا جماعه يلا كل واحد يعمل شركه زي جوجل وانا عايز ابقى زي مارك زوكربيرج ومش عارف. ده مش جزء من شغلي. انا جزء من شغلي ان انا اكبر السوق في مصر، بس انا مقتنع 100% ان انا عشان اكبر السوق في مصر لازم ابدا من نقطه معينه، امسك خيط في ايديا. مفيش حد هيعمل حاجه مفيده للبلد غيرنا كلنا. والحاجه المفيده انا في المجال بتاعنا التكنولوجيا غيرت حياه ناس. في ناس سنه 2008 قابلوني سنه 2008 اول ما رحت جوجل كانت حالتهم وحشه جدا، حالتهم الاقتصاديه وحالتهم التكنولوجيه حالتهم وحشه، بس كانوا اولاد وبنات شطار جدا عايزين يعملوا حاجه مفيده. النهارده الناس دي سنه 2011 في اسوأ ظروف عالميه شهدتها العالم، في وسط ثوره وفي وسط مشاكل وفي وسط كل القصص دي، الناس دي النهارده حالتها احسن بكتير قوي. التكنولوجيا تقدر تغير حياتك. ولو فعلا مش مقتنعين بالكلام دوت، قضوا معانا ال3 ايام وروحوا دوروا على حاجه جديده تانية تعملوها. لو ما فيش حد من الاودينس مقتنع انه التكنولوجيا تقدر تغير حياتك، والبلاد اللي حوالينا كتير قوي، البلاد اللي عملوا الكلام ده كتير قوي، بس ما عملوهاش يعني ايه؟ ما عملوهاش بسهوله. انا دايما بشبه الموضوع ده بالرياضه. كلنا بنلعب رياضه وكلنا بندخل يعني ولادنا بنحاول نخليهم يلعبوا رياضه، وكل الولاد بيحبوا يبقوا زي رافائيل نادال وفيدرر وحاجات زي كده. كل الناس بتلعب تنس، واكيد في 10,000 واحد في الاول في التنس كويسين، بس احنا ما نعرفش غير 10 ده لو شطار يعني. بس رقم 11 ده لعيب كويس قوي، ده لعيب كويس قوي، ممكن يكون غني او مش غني بس مش مشهور. ورقم 20 ده لعيب كويس جدا. والفرق بين رقم 20 ورقم 100 كلنا مش هنحسه لان احنا مش بروفيشنال تنس. بس في الاخر خالص في رقم واحد، في واحد بس رقم واحد. هي دي الفكره اللي انا عايز اقولها، انه لازم نحاول نعمل حاجه وتبقى ملهاش علاقه بالفلوس، لها علاقه انا عايز اعمل قد ايه حاجه مفيده. الاجنده باكت بطريقه رهيبه بصراحه. محمد تحب تجو ثرو ذا اجنده كده ان هنعمل ايه النهارده؟
هو بس اللي انا عايز اكد عليه قبل ما نتحرك لقاري، ان احنا النهارده وبكره وبعده عندنا تكنيكال داي. النهارده بكره وبعده عندنا حاجات في البيزنس والسوفت سكيلز. ممكن يكون في كتير من الحضور سمعوا الكلام ده قبل كده وتعلموه، بس الفاليو الحقيقيه اللي انا شايفها النهارده ان احنا عندنا 200 شركه اكيد ما يعرفوش بعض، فرصه يعرفوا بعض، فرصه لو عندنا ال 200 فيهم افكار مكرره يمرجوا مع بعض ويكبروا الفكره بتاعتهم اكتر. مفيش مانع، مفيش مشكله. نقوي بعض وناخد خطوه حقيقيه للامام. احنا عندنا بدايه من اول يناير 28 ديسمبر لحد 15 يناير هنعمل البيتشنج اللي هنختار منه ال 50 شركه. يعني الوقت تايت جدا، ويا دوبك كل اللي قدامنا حوالي اسبوع ونص او 10 ايام عشان نسبميت البيزنس ايديا بتاعتنا وعشان نعمل البيتشنج عشان نطلع بال 50 شركه اللي هتكمل. اتمنى ان شاء الله ان احنا ال 200 شركه ما يعملوا بيزنس كونسبت يروحوا يسجلوا شركاتهم. واعتقد عندنا في اخر يوم في سيشن من جافي هيساعدونا وهيدونا يوم كامل نعرف من خلاله ان احنا نسجل شركاتنا. ففرصه النهارده تطلع، ان كنا بننتخب الاحزاب والمجلس مجلس الثوره، عايزين نطلع 200 شركه في نفس التوقيت اللي هيطلع فيه المجلس الثوري مجلس الشعب. تقدر ال 200 شركه دي تكون اداه حقيقيه وتول مهمه جدا في النهوض باقتصاد مصر المرحله الجايه.
تمام. انا ممكن ما ابطلش كلام لان الموضوع ده بالنسبه لي مهم، بس عايز اقول حاجه افتكرتها دلوقتي، انه اما بتسال اريك شميت التشيرمان بتاع جوجل انت بتشتري الشركات على اي اساس؟ احنا بنشتري شركات كتيره جدا، يعني تقريبا كل يومين ثلاثه بنشتري شركه تقريبا. يعني بيقول لك انا بشتري الشركات بعد ما ببص على فرق العمل اكتر من اي حاجه تانية، الناس، وبشتري الشركات اللي كده كده هتبقى ناجحه بيا او من غيري، بيا او من غيري، سواء بالتكنولوجي بتاعت جوجل او السكيل بتاع جوجل او الفلوس بتاع جوجل، مش هي دي القضيه. انا كده كده عارف ان حضرتك هتبقى ناجح، فانا مجرد بس باخدك عندي وبخليك بدل ما تبقى ناجح في سنتين تبقى ناجح في 6 اسابيع، بدل ما تبقى ناجح على مستوى كاليفورنيا تبقى ناجح على مستوى العالم كله. ده الحاجه الاساسيه اللي انا بقول لكم الكلام ده بابليكلي. الشركه بتاعتنا بتشتري الشركات، واريك شميت قال الكلام دوت، اللي هو التشيرمان بتاعنا قال الكلام ده، قال انا بشتري الشركه اللي ببص على التيم بتاعها وبحس انهم ناجحين. طبعا في فاينانشال ديو ديليجنس، طبعا في بزنس موديل، طبعا في يوزرز، طبعا في بروفيت، كل الكلام ده بيجي دايما سكندري. الاساس هو فريق العمل. انا يمكن هبقى موجود ال3 ايام، اربع وخميس وجمعه، انا جايب اللابتوب وهقعد اشتغل على جنب. لو عايزين اي حاجه بليز اتكلموا. حاجه من الحاجات الثانيه اللي عايز اقولها انه في انفسترز جايين، في منتورز جايين، في انكيوبيتورز جايين، بليز اتكلموا معاهم. انا بالنسبه لي النجاح مش ان حد يكسب منكم 200,000 دولار، النجاح ان حد منكم ياخد 100,000 جنيه من انفستر، او ياخد بزنس كارد يكمل مع انفستر. الموضوع ده ملوش علاقه بجوجل، له علاقه بقد ايه نقدر نعمل حاجه مفيده. انا مش هطول عليكم، زي ما بقول لكم انا موجود اربع وخميس وجمعه طول النهار. انا احب اقدم السبيكر الجاي، مديري هو اسمه اري، از ذا مانجنج دايركتور بتاع ميدل ايست اند نورث افريكا. اري. You all set?
I think I'm set. If you guys can hear me, okay. Let me start. Okay. So this is me. Okay. My name is Ari, and then there's a plus next to my name. Do you guys know what that plus stands for? Yes. So that is a Google Plus, and that means anyone who can spell my surname right can actually reach me. Right, so first let me start by this. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you, because you represent here the 200 ideas that were chosen by our judges from a pool of 4,000 plus ideas. Okay? And perhaps as important as having a good idea and presenting it in a clear and concise way, you also decided to act on your idea and embark on this journey with us in ابدأ program. Now, so today I want to congratulate you on 2 fronts. One, first, your idea. You have a good idea, and you did the first steps right. And second, instead of talking about your idea, instead of getting opinions about your idea, instead of just thinking, you decided to act on your idea. And this will be a journey, and today is only a start. And we think there's a reason why this program is a few months long program, and that's mainly because the idea is just the start of it. We think that a lot of the success process is actually the execution of the idea. Now just think about 10 years ago. The history is full of examples of this. Think about the dot-com bubble in just 10, 15 years ago. There were a lot of ideas, a lot of good ideas. And you know what? It was a bubble. A lot of them got funding too. But do you know how many of them survived? Not that many. Why is that? Was this because they were bad ideas? No, not all of them. There were a couple of good ideas. But what happened at the end, some of them failed to materialize because there was a problem in the execution. And so many entrepreneurs learn this the hard way. Okay? It is not only about the idea. The idea matters, but mostly it's the execution that will define whether we are successful or not. And during our execution as a company, we learned a little bit about innovation, and we learned about execution. And I wanted to share a few of these learnings with you today. Now, my first point is on failures. Now, Google, a multi-billion-dollar company, has a history of failures. Okay, now you don't believe me? Let me give you a couple of examples. Do you guys remember Google Wave? We launched it in 2009. Okay, we dubbed it as, if we had invented email today, this is what we would do. We were really, really excited about it. It was a phenomenal technological innovation. Okay, you could type, and then as you were typing, people on the other side, they could see what you're typing and so forth. There were a lot of things. Well, as it turns out, the users did not agree with us that it was a great invention. So eventually, we converted that to an open source product, and then we shut it down. You still don't believe me? How about Buzz? Do you remember Buzz? It was our attempt to social networking, okay, within Gmail. Well, we thought it was a good idea, but you know what? The users have spoken, right? It didn't take off. Or have you followed our recent product closures? Do you know how many products we have been closing, we have been shutting down? There are a lot of them, right? So because we think some of them are good ideas, and then eventually the users tell us that we don't agree with you. We might be early, okay? There might be a plethora of reasons why they don't take off, but at the end of the day, the users decide. Now, does this mean that we are ashamed of these products? Absolutely not. We learn so much from them. We learn them, we take our learnings and apply to other products. Also, does this mean that we are afraid of trying new things because we've had failures? Absolutely not. It helps us so much in our success process. It helps us so much in us as a company becoming more successful that we'll keep trying. Now, the same applies to startup, and this is probably the #1 cultural difference between Silicon Valley and between this part of the world. Now, I have been an entrepreneur myself. I've had my startup. It went okay, and so forth. Now, the biggest thing that I noticed, as I moved out, to Western Europe and to the US for work, there is a big difference in the perception of failure between our side and Silicon Valley. In Silicon Valley, people are really proud of their failures. Now, you talk to them, and you're like, yeah, I tried this, I tried that, and so forth. Now here, unfortunately, all of us, maybe culturally, maybe for other reasons, we think that a failure is a stamp on our face that will follow us for the rest of our lives. Well, so in an attempt to break this notion of failure, of fear of failure, let me state this openly. We as Google, we will never fail to fail. And we think this is a very important factor of our success. So in other words, failing often and understanding that we failed is actually an important part of our success process. Now, when we face failure, in a way, we act as Douglas MacArthur, a Second World War general, once said, we're not retreating, we are advancing in another direction. Now, another direction means another attempt. And this is also a key learning for us as a company. We have you might have heard this, we have a notion, we launch fast and we iterate. We don't try to perfect a product before launching it, or we don't try to perfect a product plan before launching it. As soon as it's at an acceptable level, we put it to front line, and then we test it. Okay? And then what we do is we get feedback from the users, and as we get the feedback, we update the product, and thus we iterate our product. Now, this applies to startups in multiple ways. Okay? There are always great reasons not to do things. We might not have the right office. We might not have the perfect code. We might not have the right servers. And in a lot of instances, these are all great excuses. But you know what? if we, by definition, if we don't do, we're not going to be successful. So planning and trying to do things very right from the beginning are all good things, but there's a fine balance between trying to perfect and between doing. Now, because by doing, we'll learn more about our ideas, we get feedback, and eventually that gives us better products. Now, Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history, he has had thousands of trials before he actually came up with the light bulb. A simple thing as a light bulb, it actually has had like multiple failures and multiple trials on the way. Now, this sounds like a lot of things to do. Okay, you launch, you iterate, you launch again, and then you do more, and could really take a long time. Now, here's the other point of us working in the technology sector. Time never stops here. Every second that we're not coming up with something, every second that we are not doing something, someone else might be working on that. So there's this constant competition that is going on. And with the level of technology, with the level of globalization that we have right now, everyone is competing with everyone else globally. We have never had this before. So this is the first time in history, in the last 10 years, that we have such a level of global competition. Now, fast beats slow. This is as simple as that. Now, again, I'll give an example from history. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the phone, he has beaten a competitor product by a few hours. Literally, to the patent office by a few hours. Do you know the name of the competitor? I don't, right? And guess what? Most of us don't, right? And this is as harsh as competition is. So fast is definitely better than slow. Now, while this is all going on, the users, they don't really care about how many challenges we have, how things are going for you. They only care about this. Does a product or a service fill their needs or not? It's as simple as that for them. Now, we learned at Google that the caricature here is true to a big extent. Right? Now, let me give you some data on search specifically. There are 8 petabytes of information created every single day in the world. Now, that is about the same as like 10 times information as there are in all the libraries in the United States. It is thought, a petabyte is a really big number. It is thought that we crossed a mark of like 1 zettabyte of information, and that is a really big number globally. So that's roughly like 100 billion iPads worth of information. And do the users really care? Not really. We as Google, we thrive to give them the answer to whatever they type on that small box there, okay? Because they don't care. They just are looking for the answer. If you don't do it, someone else will do it. It's as simple as that. Now, at Google, also, something that we also say internally in many meetings, data beats opinions. Now, Google started as a science paper. It really was a research paper, at the beginning, and then this notion of scientific approach cascaded down to the company in the past few years. Now, we measure everything that we can, and we analyze, and before making any decision. In fact, if you happen to be in any internal meeting, you'll hear this data point pretty often. People will say, that sounds like an opinion. Do you have any data backing that up? Now, so this applies to startups in multiple ways as well. If you're in an idea stage, you can look for data in a potential market. Or you can analyze the competitors. If you're in a beta phase, if you're in a beta product phase, you can look at the initial feedback coming from your beta users. Or if you launch your product, you can analyze your growth patterns. There's always some data to analyze. Now, at Google, one thing that we are desperately trying to avoid is walking into an opinion land. Now, opinions are great, right? We might have an opinion, others might have an opinion, experts might have opinions, right? But at the end of the day, unless they're backed with data, it might not represent the users. And then when you're in the opinion land, it's very, very difficult to make scientific and smart decisions. So data is very objective, right? So that's why we think that this is a big part of our success. Now, I keep saying users choose, users don't care, users judge, because ultimately, it's not me, it's not you, it's not the experts, it's not the judges that will decide whether you have been successful or not. It will be these people in most of the cases in front of their computers who will decide whether your product or your service have been successful or not. I spoke about our failures. We thought, do you think that we didn't think our ideas were great? Like Google Wave, right? Google Buzz, they were all like so exciting. And we thought they were great. It just happened that the users didn't agree. And you know what? That's all that matters. Now, how do they tell us whether they like the product or not, whether a product is answering their need or not? They come more often to our service. They invite their friends. They use our products more. They give us data. Okay? And then we look at this data, and then we make decisions. So we learn about them. Okay? We iterate the next version really fast. And we focus on doing and not perfecting the plan. And eventually, we're working towards a better and better product. Now, while doing all this, we need to keep everything very, very simple for the user. Because if you do something too complex, then they might find something, the same product simpler elsewhere, and they might just switch. And if we happen to fail at the end of this, next time we fail better, right? So we failed in Buzz, okay? We failed in a couple of products, and we think that is helping our experience in Google+. We're using these failures to come up with a better product. Now, I spoke about Edison a few minutes ago. He tried like thousands of times before he came up with the light bulb. You know what he said at the end? I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. And I started my speech by saying that idea is just the start of it. Now, nothing that I said were meant to scare you, but I want to be realistic. I want to be realistic. That's why I'm sharing the experience. Right? So today is just the start of it. We have a great, we will have a great journey together. Google will be with you. InnoVentures and Science Society will be with you. Our judges and our mentors will be with you. But it will be choppy waters. There will be many challenges facing us. But then, if you focus on execution, if you focus on the right things, if you focus on the user, then success will be with us. Now, I want to close by sharing a picture. Does anyone recognize these guys? So this is Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google. And this is Google. In 1998, that was Google, right? And then the first funding that they got was $100,000, which is less than the award in the ابدأ project. So they just executed on their idea pretty well. They stick to their principles, and they came up with Google at the end. Now, let me be clear. There is absolutely nothing that prevents you from doing the same. But then it will be a tough journey, but there's nothing that stops you. Okay? Now with that, I want to wish you good luck and thank you for coming.